The uncommon that gives a bunch of smites for X could be good now. Could it? The skewer that doesn't deal damage until next turn? Obtain a random colorless uncommon card. Yeah, let's do max HP. and never ever do that. I sat down and worked it out, and I'm pretty sure that a random colorless uncommon card is actually better than nothing at the start, but 7 HP has to be better than that still. Does more damage than Skewer by about 50%. Incredible. What makes Snecko bad on the Watcher? The run that we just played. That's my working assumption. The fact that we had a bunch of cards that we couldn't play anymore and then died seemed bad to me. With the bash upgrade, I can go straight into this elite fight. That'll be good. Chemokinesis could be nice. Where are we donating to? We're donating to Feeding America, which is a network of food banks that does a really good job of getting food for people. Works with local restaurants to get food that would go to waste, stuff like that. It's time to spin the wheel. Why is Snecko bad on the Watcher and good on others? I'm sure that Snecko is sometimes good on the Watcher, but it wasn't good that run. Also, as far as I can tell, the Watcher just wins by going infinite, which is not very good for Snecko. Snecko's not a huge fan of going infinite. He tries his best, but don't succeed. When you get what you want, but not what you need. Impervious seems good. Go ahead and click on that card. Do I need any campfires? I should probably take 2 upgrades over an extra elite. I wonder if that's even true. I feel like my deck's super strong. Is that true? I don't know if that's true either. Gremlin Knob felt good. We had the potion for it though. Just picking between this path and this path. Okay, B, thanks for the 7 months. Angabomu show to you as well. That Gun Watcher is good if you have Wishes, Wallops, or Volts in the deck. Is it? I don't know. I haven't beaten the heart by doing that myself. But probably it's possible. Seems sort of like hard to do. Feels like you need a lot of very specific things. And they seem to all be rare cards. It is Slime Boss. I could take Thunderclap. How easy is it to go infinite on Ironclad? Does Dead Branch Corruption count? Probably not. You do it with Flash of Steel and Dual Wield if you do it, but there isn't much reason to do that on Ironclad. Generally, how often you go infinite with a character depends a lot on whether the character can do something else that's easier and better. Like, you can go infinite on Silent pretty easily, but you can also just win the run more easily than that by not doing that. Was Path to Victory used in my infinites because they nerfed it? Alright, Bust seems good. Have I used new fire breathing at all yet? Yeah, we almost killed the heart with it by itself in the last Ironclad run. Not because we had to, but because we could. Why is the block number on block cards green? It's some sort of bug that's being introduced with this patch. I don't know what it is that causes that to happen, but it has been happening. Sundial. We go double combust. We can get Tungsten Rod. Could be incredible. I think Feel No Pain's probably a pretty good card, right? Oh, the last Ironclad run we just had the thing that gave us 20 block of return for no reason. I was trying to remember why the last Ironclad run was so easy. I remember now. Ambushed! Shit. Calamonia's Ajax. Thanks very much for the 1,000 bits. Appreciate those a lot. Hey, Snipper. Answer that question like 30 seconds ago, Snipper. I'm not going to answer it again on principle, I'm sorry. Odd Mushroom. Rampage. Do I have relics? Do these count as relics? I don't know if these count. Pummel Strike. Pummel Strike will probably end up being okay. Could even upgrade it. Seems like something the deck could use since we don't have a battle trance. Tungsten Rod does work outside combat. that is true. Does tungsten rod plus Tori equal no damage? As long as you're not getting attacked for more than 5. Why battle trance when you can wear pants? You know what I was thinking? Why do we bother with pants when we could just put our shirts upside down and wear our shirts on our lower half? And that way you wouldn't need 2 different types of clothes, you could just have shirts. Imagine how much easier it would be to manage a wardrobe if instead of having pants and shirts, you only had shirts. I think it's pretty messed up. It's big clothing, right? It's because of big clothing. Trying to sell you twice as much stuff when you don't even need it. Glug glug glug, thanks for the 6 months. Agbomo show to you as well. Guess this is an okay split. I mean, you could do it the other way too. You could just wear pants on your torso. I guess it's a personal preference thing at that point. I find scary games and movies scary. Scary games, usually not. I have a lot of trouble suspending disbelief in scary games. Like, the mechanics that exist usually take me out of it. The fact that I'm moving my own character around and stuff just makes it really clear that... I don't know. It makes it not scary for me, generally. But scary movies can be pretty scary. How about VR scary games? I've never played a VR scary game. Are my torso and legs the same proportion? My torso is just a mirror image of my legs, yeah. That's why I've been saying all of these things about clothing. Hey, Sleep Cycles, I'm doing alright. I have to decide between Offering and Immolate. I guess I have Combust and Thunderclap. So I can probably get away with Offering. Offering is definitely going to be the better option later on in the run. We go for Calling Bell again? Or do we take the Cursed Key? 2 different ways to get curses. One of them more instantaneous than the other. Daniel, thanks for the 2 months. Agbomushu to you as well. The official Goo Girl. I don't really know. I don't know how good new Calling Bell is. I have no card draw. Oh, that's not true. I have an Offering now. Hey, Asuro. a very unexciting act. Hey, thanks for the 500 bits, Daniel. I appreciate that a lot. Sub and the bits. Have I tried the new fire breathing? I have never played Slay the Spire before right now. Sorry, I've been asked that question like 17 times in the last 5 minutes. Alright. Have I tried the new hovering kite? I have not. I haven't had the new hovering kite yet. I saw it once, but I didn't even like mouse over it to see what it did before I decided not to pick it. I mean, I've picked hovering kite before, right? So I have certain prejudices about it. I see hovering kite and it makes me feel a certain way. But Towing Goo, good afternoon. Hey Rakuti, thanks for 2 months subbed. Need to put a sign on the screen with all the questions that are currently on cooldown. I have an FAQ for the channel, but nobody bothers to read it. And also, I don't bother to update it. Anyway. Overall, it's a great time. Let's take a disarm. Have I tried the new tiny house? I don't think tiny house is new. I think it's just the same as it used to be. Am I wrong? I would love to be wrong. I don't think I'm wrong though. Oh, you're talking about new tiny house, like how it changed like 3 months ago? Yeah, I've picked tiny house since then. I am a tiny house aficionado. Few relics are better than tiny house. Yikes. I don't know. The game seems a lot harder when you don't have a relic that just blocks for 10 every turn. Do I buy Reaper or do I buy Orrery? Orrery could give Reaper, it's true. I want to walk into a store with Orrery in it when I have a singing bowl. I will just feel like the most powerful human being if I ever manage to do that. Is there a command for the new relic? This is Strike Dummy. Strike Dummy just calls you dummy every turn. It doesn't do anything else. Just makes fun of you for buying it. I have a strength potion? This is really rough. We're gonna start taking a lot of damage very, 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 very fast. I also had Necronomicon in the last run, and Shuriken and Kunai. Alright. This game's way harder when you don't get good stuff. I'd rather have a Vajra. Yep. You're not the only one. Akabeko is fine now. One of the most disappointing recent changes. I feel like Akabeko... Akabeko? Akabeko. Let's be honest, it's not the sort of relic that you bother learning to pronounce. I think Akabeko had a good solid place in this game as a relic that dealt an extra 3 damage in every single fight, assuming you played an attack. And I'm a little bit concerned that 9 damage was too much. Think about if you like have the enemy vulnerable as well. It starts to get out of hand very quickly. Nine damage will make it mandatory for speedruns. Ironclad speedruns, right? Silent speedruns don't really care about it. Yeah, that's sort of weird. I guess it will. Isn't Ninja Scroll 12 damage on the first turn? Yeah, but you have to play 3 cards, which is a disadvantage against specifically Time Eater. In this paper, I will disarm to beat Bookish Stabbing, probably. Blame Reddit for the rebalances to perfectly fine relics like Akabeko. Yeah, me too. Like Akabeko. Yeah, absolutely. No, me too. Me too. What am I going to blame if I lose this run? That's the thing. Like, looking at my relics, none of them are great, sure. But I didn't, like, get an Akabeko that's gonna be able to take the fall for me. And now Akabeko deals 9 damage? So it's not even like... It's not even like if I get it, I have an out. I feel almost suffocated by personal responsibility right now. Could always blame Twitch chat or Reddit. Go back to blaming the boot. I don't know, the more that I play with the boot, the more powerful it becomes. This fight hasn't gone incredibly, I wouldn't say. There being one gremlin alive doesn't make him more likely to attack, right? So I can do this. I think this is fine. We would rather not get attacked, but if we do, we probably get to kill anyway. It's probably okay. Sick. Heath and Brad Bear. I saw that too. Flame Barrier Plus. We're taking the cards that seem slightly less bad than the cards we have. Disarm's a good one. How does it feel to be statistically impossible? It is completely ludicrous that any of us are alive. Just absolutely insane. That wasn't meant to be like a dig at your ability to feed yourself. Sorry if that's your own insecurities reading into that. Just the idea that anything is statistically impossible when you look at how ludicrous everything that happens in the world is really funny. We're memeing right now for people who don't get that. We're doing a meme at the moment. Chemokinesis, Thunderclap, and Infernal Blade. How do I beat Champ? Like, what is this? Gross. Oh, ew. I can upgrade something, but it doesn't do anything. Upgrade this. Is using the new fire breathing a meme? Maybe. Definitely possible. I think I meant to kill Romeo, actually. 12. I don't want to do this while I have -4 dexterity, probably. So, 24, no. Maybe playing Metallicize is better than playing Twin Strike, because I get self-forming clay off this anyway. So I take 4 more damage, but then I get 3 block, and then I have a Metallicize in play. I think it makes sense. I think it makes sense. It's a shitty turn to be weak. You filthy robot. Has raided the channel. What's happening, filthy robot and filthy robot people? I'm going slowly insane here. We did the like infinite win with the Watcher and it's been downhill since then. I had to click the same card for about an hour. If any of you don't know Filthy, he's an awesome streamer over at filthyrobot.com. Actually, Filthy has a like real website now, but I don't think it's filthyrobot.com. Is it? I don't want to go to that web address while I'm streaming, so you probably shouldn't either. Twitch chat. Phillyrobot.tv? That better not be porn is all I'm saying. Am I vulnerable after Reaper? If I vulnerable before Reaper, it would have killed one of the enemies, so I wouldn't have gotten anything. Next guy has unbanned fan of Joe and Ribs. Not sure about this. Got an eye on it. Meta T-Rex, thanks for the 4 months. Agbomo show to you as well. Filthy is an awesome streamer who has been streaming all sorts of fun games like Teamfight Tactics and Slay the Spire, and not sure if Filthy's played Magic recently, but was playing Magic a lot. That was definitely an exclamation mark order. Keela, thanks for the 4 months. Agbomo show to you as well. I feel no pain in play. Let's do this one. Macaroni and cheese with or without chopped bacon. Mac and cheese is one of those meals that I am of the opinion of. My opinion on mac and cheese is that you just put whatever the hell you have in it. That's my opinion on mac and cheese and pasta and omelets. Not sandwiches. Sandwiches you have to treat with some respect, but mac and cheese, like, just do whatever you want. Like, I don't believe that you can spoil a dish of mac and cheese with any ingredients. You can literally put any food into that and it will still taste fine. Do I like bananas with or without the skin? So Limit Break would win the champ fight if I could find a source of strength in 2 floors. Burning Pact could win the champ fight if I could find like a rampage. I have Sundial, I can Burning Pact down to Pommel Strike. But it doesn't draw itself, right? But I need like a Shrug It Off as well. It doesn't draw itself. Oh, I have a Burning Pact, but that is requiring an Exhaust 1 card. So that could do a lot, but it wouldn't kill champ by itself. I could take the Limit Break and look for a strength source. Skill Pot is spot weakness. Yeah, we do have the Skill Pot as an extra potential out. I think I do this. Like, stores are good, library event is good. Removing a card seems terrible. And I do this. Alright, I've got Disarm and a bunch of Flame Barriers. Would, because the exhaust wouldn't happen if it was the only card in my hand and Pommel was in the discard pile. That's true. You're right. Maybe I should have taken that then. Oh well. I think Limit Break has sort of much higher potential upside going on in the run. Pray for Vajra or Duvu, or like a spot weakness would be cool. I'd take a demon form. Barricade might be enough to win. lots of things we can hit. Just have to actually hit one of them. I'm pretty sure that I have never eaten banana skin. Maybe I'm missing out. I still remember the first time I had banana with rice, and I was like, holy shit, you can just eat banana with rice? And it turned out that you could. That was quite tasty, actually. Banana with butter and rice. Flex pot works. I did not have the skin on the banana when I ate it though, so. Go True Grit. We will upgrade Limit Break, actually, believe it or not. Fried banana or just straight banana? You can do either. Nobody's gonna stop you. Goodbye, Impervious. I was trying to hit a defend there, technically, but... Hey. Maybe that'll work too. Let's get... well... I want Reaper for later, right? Why not flex and get the 5 strength? Oh yeah, I'm going to do that at some point. Let's do it now. Should probably have done it earlier. Good thinking. Good thinking there. I was busy thinking about banana. You know how it goes. If you're here from Filthy's channel and you don't know who I am and you didn't leave yet, I respect your commitment, and yeah. Also think that that's sort of weird that you wouldn't have left yet, so thanks for hanging out. I'm Jorbs. I stream a lot of the video games here on twitch.tv. Play strategy games of all sorts. Lots of Slay the Spire over the last year and a half or so. Oh my god, I was playing XCOM like 2 nights ago, and somebody asked me if I'd ever played XCOM before. And I felt so disoriented. I guess I've been playing Slay the Spire for a long time. I've played about 8,000 hours of XCOM and am in the credits for Long War II. But yeah. Apparently I haven't played much XCOM lately. Reaper's okay. I don't see why it wouldn't be okay. This way we stop drawing it, we can draw more limit breaks. I guess I could have had max HP at the end of the fight instead of not max HP. Maybe that would have been slightly better. Have I played UFO Defense? I certainly have. I've streamed it. I think that the original 1994 XCOM commands a certain amount of cred that a lot of games don't have anymore. People want to know if you've played XCOM. Have you ever played FTL in French? You know I haven't. I might be dead because I got rid of all of my attacks. Oh. Hey, Flex Potion's back. That's good. We got a demon form. So we got two options here. We got the demon form if we want to be able to conceivably win the run. Or limit break if we want our Flex Potion to be even better next time. So those are the two sort of... I mean, Impervious is there too, but yeah. We should probably pick demon form. During boss and elite combats, gain energy at the start of your turn. The Slaver's Collar. The Slaver's Collar actually doesn't feel that bad here. We can beat all of the elites, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure we're gonna want to fight them. And then Choker does hit us on offering turns. Probably. How to die to double Orb Walker. Yeah. Yeah. Is this the beta? You can see on the top right, it says the date of the build and whether it is the beta or not. Has no downsides. How could it be bad? I wonder if Control's around. Didn't realize it was 3 already. You are my favorite streamer to fall asleep to. Thank you, I see the one. But you don't want to sleep yet. Okay, well, I'm not going to suggest that you actually watch my content. I think that if people actually watched my content, that would actually probably be terrible for my career. Chemist, thanks for the 4 months. Bomushu to you as well. I'm gonna go for that Choker and just get the 5 energy for hallway fights. No, I think that the brand of like being the relaxing stream that people tune into and fall asleep to is great because you get the high viewer numbers, right? But nobody's actually watching because they're all asleep. You can just like say whatever you want. Right now, my numbers say 2,200 people in the channel. I guarantee 2,150 asleep right now. It's actually just a small stream. It's like if anybody has a question, I can answer it easily. It's called the Northern Lion Business Model. Northern Lion works something out. Northern Lion is a good man to be emulating. I just got chokered and took an extra 4 damage for very little reason. See, now what I've done there, it was really tricky. What I've done is I implied that everyone was already asleep and you all like typed stuff to prove that you were awake. And now you're sitting there waiting for me to respond to it. But by waiting for me to respond to it, you're entering a state of deep calm. You can sort of like feel yourself breathing in and out. You feel the stresses of the day sort of wearing away from your shoulders. Your muscles are slowly relaxing from the tips of your fingers all the way up your arm. And so you're just sitting there waiting for me to respond to you. And boom. Asleep. Got him. Got him again. Take a spot weakness with a Reaper in the deck. Earth and Earthing, so the 2 months. Bomo Show. To you as well. Corruption is probably a lot worse with Choker. Let's take a strike out of the deck. We're trying to make strength. Fight! Reward rare relic. Sounds good. We do this. Generally, one does not fuck around with the Orb Walker fight. Cool. Yeah, I learned a thing or two maybe from that, Nikaya. Maybe. I'd like to think that I did. Man. It's an awkward time to draw Bash. Alright. Any damage card. We just need to deal 1. 1 damage. That'll do. We got a Peace Pipe and a Blood Potion. Blood Potion's probably more exciting than Peace Pipe. Whirlwind and Shrug It Off, I think, are both pretty good. We have a lot of energy. Also on offering turns, we can't even spend all of our energy because Choker's stopping us from doing it. It's definitely not the worst Whirlwind. I think Shrug It Off is probably slightly better though. As you head upwards, hopping from one floating shape to another, you slip and begin to fall. Fall. A month and something ago, you saw me playing some Teamfight Tactics. I got up to Challenger, and then the devs fucked the game so hard that I didn't want to play anymore. But Jorbs, you shouldn't say bad things about... Yeah, they really, really murdered that game, I don't know. Sorry. Oh. I try to be a fan of Riot, but Jesus, fuck, oh my god, the things that they did to Teamfight Tactics. Control.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing alright. I was just talking shit about Teamfight Tactics. You still playing Teamfight Tactics?
I'm playing casually still. I'm not trying to maintain challenge or anything now.
Alright, good. I'm glad we established that before I continued talking shit about it. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't been a fan of the last few patches. So how's it going? This is Control. Control. This is my channel.
Hola, amigos.
Oh. Were you watching the Spanish run?
I watched a little bit of the French run today, and
Alright.
it really connected deeply with me as a Canadian.
Okay. Do you actually speak French?
No, I took about 6 years of French schooling, and all that I got out of it was learning how to say that I like to eat dog. That was all that I could remember how to say. So that was...
You know how to say that you like to eat dog?
Oui, je mange les chiens toujours parce que les chiens est très bon.
Oh, that sounded very like fluent. I would just say je voudrais un woof woof.
That's close enough.
Yeah, I think they would work that out, right? I lived in Lyon for long enough to work out how to order food at restaurants, and then I left. So, I am playing an Ironclad run. It's like going okay. It's going a lot better than it was a while ago. Do you want to play a Watcher run with me? Do you have like ulterior motives here? We're raising money for Feeding America.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm actually donating 20 bucks every time I die, so if you want to just get me killed a few times, I would.
For sure, that sounds fun. Have you had a lot of success with the Watcher so far?
I spent 15. Okay, I looked at the card pool and I was like, wow, it looks like this card pool can go infinite pretty easily, and it's really boring. I wonder what else it can do. And so I tried doing other things 15 times in a row, lost every time, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll just try going infinite. And then I won 2 of the last 3. I just unlocked Ascension 20 straight away, so I've been playing on hard mode.
It's pretty cool. I've been messing around a lot with it. I played like my first few runs trying divinity stuff because I was like, this seems cool. And it kind of sucked until I got like the nut draft one time, and then it was pretty good. But I feel like unless you have like a good Wrath form deck, like what I've noticed at least, not that I'm like very good at the game or anything, but that's like the only thing that I've kind of had success with is having decks that can stance swap a lot, I guess.
Yeah, I think that stance swapping is the really strong mechanic that has a lot of support in the cards, with a lot of good cards attached to it as well. And then you go for big Wrath turns for the start of the game with that, and then you generally try to build an infinite combo to transition into for boss fights late in the game. You just don't have scaling otherwise. It's really hard. There's no like demon form or whatever. You have to...
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you have to do it the hard way. Whatever. Who is this Control guy? Control is an F2K team member. Hit Challenger in Teamfight Tactics, hit Legend in Hearthstone every week for the last 15 years.
Actually 16, but yeah.
Yeah. You play Wild Hearthstone, which is like Hearthstone with all the cards, is that correct?
Yep, that is me.
Is Wild Hearthstone generally more degenerate because it has access to all the stupid stuff, or does it end up...
Yeah, it's completely degenerate, yeah.
Completely degenerate.
You could probably set your grandma up with like one of the top tier decks, give her like a week, and she could probably hit Legend. Just teach her how to use the hero power, and there you go, boom.
Are there a lot of like people who have just logged into Hearthstone for the first time? They're trying to work out what to play, and they're like, oh, well, this one lets me play whatever cards I want, so I don't have to worry about the restrictions. I'll play this one. Is that why it's easy to get to Legend? Are you like just murdering people who've never played before? Do you ever feel bad about what you do, Control?
Really not really, no.
Okay.
I kind of like play fun decks most of the time and hunt the people playing like the really strong decks is usually what I do.
Take them down.
Yeah, exactly.
Stinkbottom asked, do the Watcher's Infinites feel satisfying? I clicked on the same card for an hour straight earlier today. That's why I'm in such a mood. I have been in such a mood since then. I'm not exaggerating. I clicked on Empty Mind. I had Sundial, and so Empty Mind went infinite, and I had a letter opener, and that is how I killed Awakened One twice, Donu Deka, the Act 4 Elites, and the Heart.
I mean, if it wins, right? It wins.
Yeah, I was at risk of losing to, like, personal life expiration. Like, I should have checked the... What are the tables called that predict how long you'll live? I've checked those for myself first. It was possible I would die there. Alright, so should I screen share with you on Discord? You're on like a 3-second delay otherwise. Alright. Share screen or window. Arctics will donate $1,000 to Feeding America if you teach their grandmother to get Legend on Hearthstone within a week.
All right, I got you, man.
$1,000 for a week of
I'll send
work?
you like a Google Doc or something, okay? I'll start working on it.
I would ask for more. Okay, that is really, really screwing with my game. Let's not do it that way. Oh, we got a dead branch. Oh, well, that's easy.
It's usually pretty good.
This feels way better. Alright, cool.
Do you have a corruption?
I do not have a corruption. But it's okay,
lucky.
because we have cards that can exhaust and they will just give us corruption.
Perfect.
Who are we fighting first? Awakened One? I have a Velvet Choker, so even if we get that branch corruption, it's, yeah.
Not too great.
Thanks for that 13 months. Be kind to people. The stream is lagging. It isn't anymore, right? It was just that, yeah. Should be good now. It's still like, I don't know, if you play 6 good cards a turn, you still win every fight in the game, pretty much. So, should be fine. I haven't been paying a ton of attention to what's going on. I've just been memeing about bananas and stuff.
That's the most fun way to play the game anyways. Get your demon forms, your limit breaks, go face for a lot of damage.
Yeah. I mean, this deck has a limit break plus a demon form plus an offering plus and a reaper in it, so I don't see how we could possibly lose.
Yeah, it's not bad.
I feel like Ironclad... I used to believe that Ironclad had like exhaust synergies and those mattered, and then the more I played, the more I realized that you just build strength every single time and win.
That's kind of my experience with it too. I think my first run to like A15, I was basically just spamming like limit break demon form stuff, and I was like, wow, this is really fun. You get a lot of strength, and then you just one-shot them.
How was your 50th run on Ironclad? Was it exactly the same?
Well, by the 43rd one, I realized that Dead Branch plus Corruption was good. Now, I'm not the smartest guy ever, so it took me a while to come to that conclusion. But then I started doing that like once every 10 runs for a little bit of variation. It's like, go a Dead Branch, let's go to Corruption and have fun.
What do you think about bacon on macaroni and cheese?
I mean, anything to spice it up. Craft dinner, just like a staple of my childhood. Usually we do like hot dogs, cut those up, but bacon if you wanna take it up a notch, it sounds a little bit.
It's like the very fancy version of the hot dog is bacon. On the like tier list, you start at, I don't know, something below hot dog. Then hot dog. Like Kraft sausage is maybe still before bacon. I feel like bacon's high up there.
Definitely. As far as meats to put in, it's also like one of the better ones, just consistency-wise, I think.
Spam. Spam is the meat that you start with. That's at the bottom of the tier list, yeah. Have you had spam?
I have, yeah.
Well, I'm glad you're still with us.
Me too.
Bologna? Bologna's not that bad. Bologna's like in the hot dog range, I feel.
I'd agree with that. It's not as low as Spam. It's kind of weird though. I have like some Filipino friends and they just swear by Spam. Like they could pick anything they'd want to eat and they just be like, I want Spam.
I did not know that Spam was a thing except for the song in Monty Python until I moved to America. It was like... Was it like for the Air Force or something? Like...
I think it was something to do with that. I know it's really big in Hawaii
Or was it the
for that reason, I think.
depression? Or I don't... Yeah, I don't know. I just didn't know what that was though when I was growing up at all. I think it's definitely a regional delicacy, we could say.
Yeah, for sure.
Spam very much a thing in the Pacific Ocean thanks to the US military in World War II. That makes sense, because it's like, it's in a can, right? Like it never goes bad.
Yeah.
Like the
Bring it with you
Twinkie of meat. It's... Oh fuck. Oh, that's disgusting.
I've never actually had a Twinkie. Ever. Am I missing out?
Don't worry. You've got like decades before they go bad, so...
Okay, perfect.
You can try them whenever. It starts off bad, so it never goes off. Wonderful. I have this thing in video games, I think in general, and certainly in Slay the Spire, where I enjoy games more and more, the more percent of the time I feel like the decisions I'm making actually have something to do with who wins the run. And I feel like Ascension 20 did a really, really good job of that for me. And I feel like maybe at this point in this run, I'm like past it. I don't know. I feel like when we got the demon form at the end of Act 2, it was sort of like, oh, okay, I guess we win. And at that point, you're just clicking buttons, which is still fun, but a little bit less exciting.
I'd agree with you for sure. I think that's the thing, especially when you play a game like as much as you played Slay the Spire. It just like doesn't feel as good anymore. So like you really want to feel like you're actually doing something meaningful when you get your wins.
Yeah, if you get to a point where you have a set strategy that wins like almost all the time and then you just do it over and over again, that's not a great feeling at all, for sure. I don't feel like I'm like that with Slay the Spire yet, though. There are plenty of runs where I do something that's very different from usual and end up winning off that.
So not like TFT then, where you just build Void Assassins every game and win?
Oh my god. Oh my god. I read that the... Oh my god. Are we gonna... Oh my god. I read that the devs want pieces to counter each other more. I read that, I believe, from one of the devs explaining the wild change in teamfight tactics, where if you have 4 wild, they can't miss their attacks anymore, so like hard counters Yordles, because that's just what the game needed, was a hard counter for Yordles.
Oh, for sure, yeah. Well, I mean, they need Kassadin with Yomus to be able to beat everything, and that's just a starting point, right? You 3-star Kassadin, then you hyper roll. That has to beat everything starting from like 3-1, 3-2 when you get it.
Okay.
And then what's the next biggest problem? Well, Yordles are just broken, so we need wild to counter.
I'm glad we see eye to eye on this. They changed this so it works, right? Yeah, I take the thorns damage first. Good. I don't know. I feel like pairings in late game in that game at the moment are just not letting me play anymore. I feel like who wins was decided a while ago, and like one comp doesn't have a chance against the other, and it doesn't really matter what you do. That took a lot of my enjoyment out of teamfight tactics for me. Thompson, thanks for the 3 months. And Nocturne Hebeo, thanks for the 17 months. Longbow show to you both. Which is unfortunate, because I really enjoyed our brawls. Our F2K brawling. Are you going to TwitchCon?
I'm not, unfortunately, now. I'm thinking about next year, but this year I'm gonna take it off.
Have you been before?
Yeah, I went once 2 years ago for like TwitchCon and BlizzCon the duo, and it was really fun. Have you been before?
No, this is my first year.
Ooh.
I have business cards made. I have a meetup scheduled with my fans. Do you think they'll come? Like,
Yeah, they might. I mean, to see a pretty face in person, of course, right?
we'll see. San Diego's an alright city, too.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun.
What's your opinion about never meet your heroes, though? Like, they're gonna show up and meet me, and they're gonna realize that I'm actually terrible. I've managed to keep it secret up until now, but I'm actually like 4'10".
Okay, so the move for that, right, is go get Nike Shocks. They're gonna add like an inch, and then you can say you're 5 feet tall.
Good. That's wonderful.
Yeah, it's always the move there. You'd be good.
Oh my god,
go.
they're gonna ask to rub my hair. Oh no.
Maybe you wear a hat.
I'll just cover my entire body in clothing. No skin. Oh, I should have double tapped. I had it. Nemesis is a rough fight. Never
Yeah, it
feels
seems pretty
like
rough.
never feels like there's a turn where what I do actually matters. Either he's attacking me, in which case I play my block cards, or he's intangible, in which case I play my block cards, or the other thing happened and I play my attack cards. I was thinking about this actually this morning. I don't feel like I've ever lost a run to Nemesis and then thought, oh, I should have done something different to have a better deck against Nemesis. Like if I lose a run against Nemesis, it's just like, oh, well that was shit. Okay.
What would you say is your favorite encounter in the game?
Gremlin Leader in Act 2. Act 2 is the most fun act because you're often trying to go from a deck that just has a bunch of cards that do stuff into a deck that actually has a overall game plan. So that's really cool. And then Gremlin Leader, there are lots of really interesting things you can do with his AI and deciding when to go all in on killing him versus clearing the minions, and how important it is to develop AoE damage versus single target scaling and stuff like that. It's such a good fight. It's a really, really good fight.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. I think I definitely agree with you on the whole Act 2 thing as well. I feel like a lot of my runs, at least when I used to play pretty often, was Act 1, I'd kind of just like try and pick good cards. Then Act 2, you'd have to like get a really good deck going on, try to build that, find like what kind of synergy you want to build for. And then if you kind of hit it, Act 3, you just kind of breeze through. Then you win. Or if you don't, you kind of struggle through Act 3 and try to make it work in the end.
Yeah, there was exactly one day, I think, that Act 3 was very, very difficult. They introduced a Snecko double Mystic fight, and they made a bunch of the other hallway fights much harder. And then a bunch of people said it was terrible, and they undid it all. What could have been? What could have been?
Snecko is like one of my favorite relics to play with. The eye. Just feels like it mixes things up so much, and having the 2 extra cards feels really good too.
Yeah, it definitely. Some of my most unique wins are with Snecko Eye. A lot of my wins in general are with Snecko Eye because it's really strong. But also some of the ones that are like never going to happen again happened because of something that Snecko Eye was doing.
Yeah, I think it's actually really great for the game that you can do that. It's like a really fun experience to have, I find. It's just to be able to have like really, really unique gameplay kind of outcomes happen.
What do you think about Reaper, like, existing? I think maybe Reaper just shouldn't exist.
I mean, I liked it a lot because it let me be bad, and then if you're like, oh, hey, I have all my health again. That's why I like the card. I think it would be a lot harder to win with a lot of the strength decks without it.
That's certainly true. On the other hand, like, nothing that has happened in this fight matters because I'm going to end it at full health off Reaper. Oh my god, unless that True Grit hit Reaper. My ink bottle just drew Reaper as I was playing an unupgraded True Grit. That was terrifying. Alright, we're good. Reaper versus Wraith Form. I think Wraith Form is a worse card for the game than Reaper for sure. But Reaper just maybe... I don't know. Bites have their own trouble. I'm not sure what card there is that heals you that I don't think has something gross about it. Maybe self-repair.
How long ago did they nerf Wraith Form? I remember I tried like a silent run a little while ago, and it was...
Oh my god, was it 3-4 when it came out?
Yeah, I think it was 3 when I was playing with it.
Oh no.
I just remember it's like, okay, you see a Wraith Form, you pick that, then you win.
Yeah, it was a while ago that they brought it down to 2-3. Around the same time that Apparitions went from 5 to 3 on High Ascension.
Those are also broken. I remember always picking that too.
Yep. I think High Ascension used to be... I'm not sure if it was harder or if I was worse. But it definitely used to be the case that almost all of my runs on High Ascension that I won were because I had 5 Apparitions. And then they made it so you only got 3 Apparitions, and then almost all of the runs that I won were because I had 3 Apparitions, which felt much the same. I have thoughts on completely reworking Intangible. The problem is that I think that blocking incoming damage is as central to the game as dealing outgoing damage, and Intangible like takes that part of the game away. It just like isn't very much fun. I don't know how you can rework that in a way that feels good.
Do the developers actively balance for Ascension 20, or do they cater towards more casual players?
They do an incredible job of balancing it across all difficulties. Like
That's
really,
awesome.
really good job, yeah. I think Ascension 20 is something that sort of gets locked in late, so... I think that the Watcher right now, when she released, they're more interested in the lower difficulties in general, and probably haven't thought that much about the higher difficulties yet. But I think that in general, the end product is aiming to be like, you know, people can win 95% of the time at Ascension 10 and 40% of the time at Ascension 20 and close to 100% of the time at Ascension 0, and the cards make sense and are fun for a new player. And I think they do a really good job of that with all of the characters so far.
That's really good to hear.
You imagine trying to balance this game across 20 difficulty levels. Yeah, it's insane that they do as well as they do with it.
Is the dev team still just the 2 guys?
They have outsourced some stuff to people who help, but I believe it's just AC and Anthony making the general dev decisions. They have a bunch of alpha testers too. Who is Jorbs talking to? Jorbs is talking to Control, one of my F2K teammates. Are you streaming right now?
Yeah, I am.
Good squad stream. Are you streaming like a window capture of my game?
I'm just streaming like basically a Google Chrome tab of your stream right now.
Okay. It'd be a very self-referential squad stream then.
Yeah.
69, nice. With Is alpha testing something that I would want to do for this game? No. Not at all. Have you ever done game testing? How did you get into gaming as a job?
Honestly, it's kind of a weird road. I just, like, have always played video games since I was a little kid. And then I magically got into Hearthstone. And I was like, wow, I'm pretty good at this kid's card game. Let's live stream it. And then that just kind of started to go well, so I was like, let's live stream more. And then I sort of just like took some time off school and kept on just doing it.
Sweet. You say children's card game. When you started off streaming it, were you sort of like thinking about it as a children's show? Did you dress up like Mr. Rogers or anything like that?
I unfortunately didn't. Sometimes I put a cowboy hat on Wednesdays for like Wild Wednesdays.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Oh, Wild Wednesdays? Do you still do that?
I get joked about it a lot. I played Standard for a little bit, so like the regular game mode, then I would still do Wild on Wednesdays when competitive was still a thing for the game. So I would do like Wild Wednesdays with a cowboy hat. I'll pull it out sometimes still though, but not too often.
That just seems really wholesome. Cowboy control at the keyboard.
The Wild Wild West, my mom's basement. Let's go.
I am toking a defend here. Did you play card games before Hearthstone?
I actually didn't know. I kind of got into it because I played League of Legends a lot, and it was just like a good queue game. So that's how I started playing Hearthstone. And then I stopped for a long time, actually. And I didn't even really know why I picked it up again, but I did, and then I just got really, really into it. It's sort of been my life.
It's a... Wait, which ones? Both of those how are either of those a good queue game? Both of them have, like, time limit turns and you can't control when they end.
So for League of Legends, like, I had pretty long queues when I played, because I play, like, Challenger 3v3 games, or, like, mid to high diamond solo queue games. So I would usually just, like, play Hearthstone and just, like... I would kind of just play, like, during the game still. No, I wouldn't even do that. I'd be finishing my Hearthstone terms, like, while clearing jungle camps and stuff like that.
Oh, just casually in Challenger level League matches?
Yeah, I mean 3v3 is, like, not
I played
really
a little bit of
that
3v3.
tough.
I remember 3v3 being quite a lot of fun, but not quite as much serious.
No, definitely not, no. Even at, like, the Challenger level, it was just, like, a lot of messing around. You're like, what do we want to play this game? Let's go, like, Heimerdinger top. Mess around with that, see how that goes.
This is sort of fucked. Uh-oh. I guess
yeah,
we
that's
just...
a lot of damage.
I guess we just make strength and then we Reaper and all of our health comes back.
I really like that decision.
Yeah. Do you want me to walk you through, like, my process on that?
Yeah, for sure. Because for me, it's kind of hard to understand, right? So why do you want to gain strength before you Reaper? What's the reasoning?
I just really like big numbers. Like, when I see 10, I'm like, eh, but when I see 100, I'm like, ah. Oh, that's not that's not the one I wanted to kill at all. Well, it's all gone wrong. We should be fine from here, though. Oh, fuck.
And then you draw the Reaper.
I have enough strength that I can just do this now. Body slam hits for 30 without any block, apparently.
That seems pretty good.
Alright. Another thing that I've noticed about Ironclad is that it is very hard to die to the heart when you have 100 max hit points. The heart's really good at dealing like 50 to you. And then it sort of doesn't get better at dealing damage than that for the entire fight. Like at that point you have your powers deployed and got some of your strength going. Hey! Have you seen Akabeko yet?
I have not, no. There's actually a lot of new relics I noticed.
Yeah,
when I started playing like a couple days ago, yeah.
They switched a ton of stuff up too, like boss relics have turned into store relics or common relics in some situations, I think, and there are quite a few new relics that are going through changes. Akabeko, the first time that I saw it, read, "Your first attack each combat deals 3 additional damage." And I read that sentence and I was like, oh, I must have read it wrong. So I read it again and then I like looked for the rest of the text, which wasn't there. It's up to 9 now though, so.
Yeah, it's better than 3 for sure.
Huge.
Looks pretty cute.
You don't think you've ever seen a relic get tripled in power before? It's funny. Yeah. The Akabeko treatment. Ooh, turn 1 demon form.
That's a pretty good card.
Seems like a win. I don't have to play Offering. I guess I will. Combust and play. Look at this sword boomerang. Deals 40.
It's decent.
Gotta play it. Then I want to play one other thing because I'll get block from self-forming clay. This one. Alright, cool.
What class would you say is the easiest for A20?
I believe Ironclad is my highest win rate lately. I think that... So I played the 100 wins in 30 days thing, and that's the majority of my volume. And since then I've played about another 100 wins. And in that time period, I think I'm close to 45% on Ironclad.
Wow, that's really impressive.
Yeah, I think I'm in the 35% range with Silent and Defects. I might be rounding wrong. It might be more like 42 or something with Ironclad, but Ironclad seems really strong.
Yeah, strength is good, believe it or not.
It's the max HP a lot too. The max HP gives you so much breathing room for Act 4. Because you get all of it at the start of Act 4 from your heal. And then having I mean, I've had 180 plus max HP on Ascension 20 with Ironclad, and at that point it's just sort of hard to die.
Wow. Feed is kind of a cool card. Remember Endless Mode? I did that a lot. I tried to get 1,000 health.
I have not managed to get 1,000 health before. I think I might be dead next turn though. I don't know, we got Impervious. Disarm didn't really help this time around. Something else I can do? And play the slimes. Eh? I don't want to draw cards here because I want to make sure that I have Impervious for next turn.
That makes sense.
The data is looking a lot further back than what I just talked about for sound. The data looks at when I started playing Defect, but doesn't look at when I started playing Ironclad or Silent, so that's largely why Defect has a lower win rate than Ironclad and Silent in the data. Oh, I have a Blood Potion too. We're not even close to dead.
Good. How impactful would you say that the 9 additional damage with your first attack was this combat?
Well, the enemy's at 505 health, and if we hadn't had Akabeko, I think the enemy would still be in the 700 or 800s. So, you know, that
Wow,
is
insane.
or isn't a big deal, because we're going to be able to kill this enemy by quite a large distance. It's... If this enemy had 1800 HP, I think we could still win. It's not true. It's close to true. Oh, shit. According to someone in the chat, it actually buffs the card by 9 until the end of combat. That doesn't seem possible. No, that's not true.
A little bit better if that's what it did.
That would be
just a little bit.
Very large
Use
amount
your
better.
boomerang card or something? I don't know. Be alright.
Yeah. No, that's not true then.
I love those according to somebody in chat things. They're always really fun.
How does your chat put up with you?
They usually just call me stupid, and they don't really explain why. They just kind of say I'm dumb, and then go with that.
It's reasonable.
Yeah, it's pretty fair. It's deserved sometimes.
I think I spend a lot of time saying that I am dumb. I think that my chat sort of feels bad for me sometimes. Go easy on me.
It's kind of nice. Mine just sort of likes to double down. They're like, yeah, you are an idiot, Lamau. Stuff like that.
I wonder if that's the difference between the Slay the Spire community and the Hearthstone community.
Probably, yeah.
Do I feel bad for my chat, though? No. Y'all have it easy. Don't even have to click the cards. I'm working on, like, outsourcing it, though. Alright, which class would you like to play? This time...
Let's try the Watcher. That is a class that I know absolutely nothing about.